Okay, friends, sorry, I have the hiccups right now. Um, but we just finished reading half of our story. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some specific pages in the story. This is our first week doing a book study. Let me write that down. We are doing what's called a book study. That's a weird S. So a book study is when you study a book. In school, we read lots of books. You'll read books, I'll read books, you'll read books in your group. But what's important about school is we're actually going to study the book. We're going to study the characters, we're going to study the story, study the problem and the solution, and we're going to talk about if it's a fiction or nonfiction. We're going to do projects on the book, and we're going to take words from the book and study the words, and we're going to write about the book and draw about the book and all sorts of different things. This is our first week doing a book study, so we're not going to do a lot, but prepare that every week we're going to do a book study. You'll do a book study on your own through these videos, and then in our group, we'll continue to talk about the book study. Okay, so we just read half of our book here of Grow Happy. And remember, Grow Happy is a fictional book, and this morning we talked about what happens to us when we have a brainstorm and we're so angry and we just don't know what to do with our emotions. We talked about in this morning's book that the little boy just let it go. He let all of the emotions go. This story has Kiko, and she's telling us that once we let our brainstorm go, we can actually grow happiness inside of us. She talked about her strategies to grow happy. She talked about making good choices. And here I see she talked about exercising, eating healthy foods, and getting lots of rest. Some other people were giving me ideas like drinking lots of water, listening to happy music, drawing a happy picture, things like that. So what we're going to talk about is I actually chose very specific sentences for us. Here's our sentences. So this is for the blue group. Make sure if you're watching, you're in the blue group. So I took these sentences out of the story. What we're going to do is study some of the sentences of the story. We're going to talk about why did the character choose these sentences? Why did the author choose these words to put in these sentences? These words that the author decided to put in the book are important to us because if we want to talk about being happy and growing happiness, then we need to study some of the words she used. So let's read the sentences. I want you to read the sentences with me. I get plenty of rest. I take care of my body and mind. I'll plant it here. The ground is soft. I pull the weeds and sprinkle the water. So if you want to, you can actually pause the video and then read the sentences to yourself. Okay, so let's talk about these words in blue. These are going to be the words that we're going to pull out of the story and study them a little bit more. How we are going to study the words is we're going to do something called count the sounds. We count the sounds sometimes in our Haggerty book in the morning when we're going to be doing Haggerty. But I also want you to count the sounds here. Counting the sounds means telling me when you sound it out, how many sounds do you hear? For example, let's look at get. When I sound get out, I hear g, t. That's 3 sounds. So that means get has 3 sounds. So when we're counting sounds, and if I said, How many sounds do you hear in get? And you will say g, at. 3 different sounds. That means our word has a beginning sound, a middle sound, and an end sound. What is the beginning sound you hear in get? G. What letter makes G? G. Excellent. What middle sound do you hear? So what comes next? We've already got G, eh, eh. What letter makes eh, eh? E. Because remember, A is, look at my mouth. A is ah. E is eh, eh, eh. Not ah, but eh. G, eh, t. What's my end sound? T. And we know t is a T. So get has 3 sounds. So let's practice with one more. What's the next word? Rest. Go ahead and try to count the sounds of rest by yourself. How many sounds did you get? You should have gotten 4. There are 4 sounds in rest. When I count the sounds in rest, I hear r, eh, s, t. 4 sounds in rest. R, eh, s, t. 4 sounds. So we are going to count the sounds in all of our words to really look at, why did the author choose these words? How do these words make someone happy? Why are these important words? How do you spell these words? These are all important things. So you're going to go ahead and get out your notebook. And remember, the first thing that I want you to do is put the date at the top. That's my dog barking, if you hear my dog. So right here, and again, pause the video if you need time. September 14th, 2020. If you need more time, just pause the video and go back. And then I want you to number your page like I did over here, but number yours all the way to 10. And then once you do that, I want you to copy the words down. So let's read all of our words and copy them down. Get, rest, take, body, mind, plant, soft, pool, weeds, water. So go ahead and copy them all down. And again, if you need more time, just pause the video. You can always pause the video and go back. Okay, so I'm going to write 1, get. You need to write all 10, but I only have 1 here. So after you write the word, next to it, I want you to tell me how many sounds. So how many sounds are in get? G, et. 3. Then for rest, how many sounds do you hear in rest? R, est. 4. What was our next word? Take. This one can be tricky because some kids are going to look right at take and just say 4. I hear 4 sounds. But when I'm sounding take out, I actually hear t, a, k. That's only 3 sounds. Because if I do my lines, t, ache, I hear t, a, k. All I hear is k because the E is silent. So I write like this. They both go on the same line. Even though it's 2 letters, it's just 1 sound. This sound is k, just k, so it goes on the line. Take has 3 sounds. So you keep writing all your words in your notebook and write how many sounds you have. And then what I want you to do At the bottom of your notebook page, or maybe next to your words, but use the same page, I want you to make a chart. I want you to tell me, we'll do 4, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to make your chart like this. 3, 4, and 5. Make it big so you can write in it. You see how mine almost takes up the whole page? Make it big. And then put your words in your chart. So if you say get has 3, 3 needs to be get. Rest has 4, so under 4 write rest. So that's a hint I'm telling you, because one of your words is going to have 5 sounds. Okay, so that's your activity you're going to do with your words today. If you need to hear any of the other directions, remember, just hit pause and go back.